difficult morning, and that was already what I thought it was going to be. But you know, you never know if you never try. That's what I always say. It's a beautiful pink sky just 15-20 minutes ago, but you're just not allowed to come here before sunrise. And this area is notorious for getting fines, you know. I've had it multiple times that forest maintenance was just waiting on the only parking lot here in the morning, giving everyone that comes there a fine. And I know a nice spot over here, so that's where I'm heading. See if it's worth it today. Look at this. I just noticed this shot. Now it's pretty okay with this path here in the bottom leading towards where the light is in the sky. And you see that beautiful light red sky up there. And the main issue that I have with a composition like this these days is I used to do this all the time. I was hunting for these red skies in the morning. But these red skies don't produce anything in this bottom section over here. And I think that is what mainly changed my photography. I am not looking for light in the sky. I am looking for light to come towards me or away from me. I'm just looking for that kind of light just after the sun has come up. Of course, a beautiful red sky with a nice composition is also nice from time to time. But to get that moody atmospheric images, you don't get it like this. You get it after the sun has risen or rised, or how the hell you call it. But it's just waiting until that right moment. And also look around you, you know. Just look at this side now. I don't know if you can see it. There's some beautiful colors in the sky up there. You know, always try to look around you, and there's a little bit more of that haze coming. So that's a good thing, I guess. And I'm particularly interested today, and I don't know if you can see it because they're pretty far away, but on that ledge on the other side are a couple of trees. And that's what I'm aiming for. The sunlight to hit them from the back with that dark forest behind it. It will probably give some really nice atmospheric golden light images. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So just took a shot here of this path, and then you can see what I mean with a nice sky, but the foreground just is a little bit dull. And you need that light, that real light, that light from the sun to create that atmosphere and drama in your scene. So that's, I think, what I changed these days. So and that's what I'm gonna do today. Gonna wait for that. So I'm still kind of in the same spot, and you can see behind me that the sun is up at the moment. And I kind of figured that the shot was really nice with those two trees on a ledge with that beautiful sun above it. So I just took a bracket of a couple of images for that shot, and then I thought I just wanna capture that red light behind those trees, but somehow it just isn't coming. And I think it's because the light is filtered by that cloud rolling in at the moment. So I'm afraid we're not going to have that direct light that I was hoping for, you know. Oh, look at those birds. That's nice. I just missed the birds. That's a shame. That would have been a nice shot. some of those black birds with that beautiful light in the back. But there might be more coming. I'm gonna walk a little bit to that side. We'll have a little bit more of a view into that valley. Hopefully I can use that view for some images. Difficult morning, and that was already what I thought it was going to be, but you know, you never know if you never try. That's what I always say. So I walked a little bit further and let me try to show you here the difference that makes. You see, if you look at this tree over here, and I'm just leaving the sun out of the frame, the sun is just above that point there. But just look at it, and it doesn't look like much, but you can see that there is some light coming from the top of this image. And if you raise the white balance a little bit, what I never do in camera, I always leave it on auto because I shoot in RAW, that doesn't do anything with the white balance. But if you do raise a little bit to the yellows, then you get this beautiful yellow golden light in the image. So that's what I'm trying to do here, just trying to isolate this little tree, waiting for that light to be there, and then I'm going to push the shutter. I think that might be a real nice image. So we'll see at home. So this trick that I just showed you works way better when the sun is straight above your subject. You know, I now walked a little bit further and the composition of this for this tree got a little bit better. But the sunlight is now coming from the side, and that's a little bit more difficult, and you have to overexpose your image to make it look like something. And that's where the trouble comes in, you know, overexposing with a bit of haste, and you lose the contrasts and the whole image falls apart. So it's a little bit difficult, and I think the composition is better, but I don't know if I can make it a good image. You know, in situations like this, it's all about making an image. You know, I can't make the final image here. I have to do that at home, but it's a damn shame if you look over here in the sky. You see, I am just on the edge of this cloud over here, and that cloud is exactly above the sunrise. You know, just a little bit to that side and it would have been a clear sunrise, and then we would have had that golden light. But it isn't there, unfortunately. So we have to work with what we got, and this is a way that I do that, and the other way is just walk around, cross your fingers and hope that you will see something interesting. That's what it's like these days, you know, these winter days. Just pray that there is something. So I quite often use these trips where not everything goes according to what I had in mind or what I hoped for, just to do a little scouting. And I just noticed this. You know, I've walked past here maybe 50 times in my life. You know, it's very popular to walk with your family and stuff. And I've shot a couple of videos up here. I'll put a link up here to one when the heather is in bloom. Amazing area. But I just looked down here and you can see this road running in an S-curve up the hill there. And right now it is a little bit boring, but I was just imagining those trees here in autumn. So this splash of autumn colors, maybe just a little bit of heather here in the foreground left, and then this road leading up the hill. Maybe even when it's a little bit dark and you can use some cars with their headlights and tail lights just creating some lines across that. Yeah, I think that would be nice. But it's a shot for a different time. I just shot an image here just to show you what my mind works like. But imagine this shot in autumn, and maybe maybe you get what's going on in my head. I don't know if you've seen that, but I was just taking some images of these horses here. There was just a splash of light hitting these horses, and then this white one here, apparently he doesn't like me, so he walked after me all the way down the hill here. And I thought, what am I going to do? Am I going to stand my ground and see what it does? But it appeared to be quite aggressive, so I just kept walking, and now we're like a little bit of a situation that he's thinking, okay, am I going to chase him again? You know, here he comes, you know. I'm gonna keep walking. So it's giving up, apparently. So I'm not gonna bother them any more than this. I think I got a couple of nice images of that brown horse with a splash of light on its face. No, it looked very good. So yeah, I'm gonna walk further. See down here what I can find. So one thing that I always do when I have a day like this where things are just not great, you know, it's nice to be out here, but it's not the most magical conditions. But what I always try to do is look for different paths, you know, routes that I haven't walked before, to look at angles that I have never seen before. And I just did that. I took this path where I've never walked as far as I remember. And I just noticed this tree over here, and just look at it. It's this one. And it's just a little splash of light coming in from the side that's making it interesting. And you can see I try to avoid to put in the sky, and I try to avoid this busy foreground here where those people are walking. So I'm just aiming for this section right over here. And I think that looks pretty nice. So I'm going to take this shot, and I'm probably going to make the surroundings a little bit darker in post-processing. So it's going to be all about that tree. But yeah, I like it. Absolutely like it. So I'm going to continue this path. I've never been here to this side, and see if I can find something that's worth photographing. So finally I'm seeing something nice today. Ran out of battery. So quickly have to switch my batteries. Hopefully the shot will still be there, you know. It's one of those horses that I shot earlier, but it's now standing on top of a ledge with a beautiful background. So quickly switching. The horse did move position a little bit. I'm just gonna wait for it to raise his head. Now this is what I'm looking at. You can see that background is completely white, and you have this horse here on that ledge. So I'm waiting for it to raise its head, and then hopefully it will be worth it. Hopefully. So I think I managed to find a pretty nice shot of this horse, especially when it was walking away from me. You know, I don't want it to look straight towards me, but sometimes it walks horizontally across the frame. But it's better when it walks away from you or towards you, and then looking in a different direction than I am, so I can compose the scene a little bit like the horse is going into the image. And it only worked when it walked a little bit away from me. It's still standing on that same spot, but it has walked up a little bit. So right now it's getting a little bit more difficult to get a nice shot of it, but I will keep my eye on it. Who knows, maybe the shot gets better. So I was just realizing that white horse was actually the same one that was chasing me earlier up on the video. So came across the same spot, or a different angle, but the same horse. But this time it was a little bit more friendly, and at least gave me one good image today. At least I'm pretty happy with that last shot. It looked pretty epic on the back of the camera. So yeah, very happy with that. And there are two more horses standing a little bit further here. So I'm gonna try to take some images, but there are a lot of people standing there. So yeah, these are those images. So this is the end of today's video. A really nice end with those horses, you know. I really like those shots, and it's another example that it's always worth it to go out here. You know, you just have to trust yourself that there is something to find. There's always something to find. Not every time, but most of the times I find something that's worth coming out here to photograph. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and the little tips and tricks that I gave along with it. If you did, please push the thumbs up button and leave a comment. Let me know what you like to do. What's your tip for a day like this, where it's a bit dull and not that yeah, it doesn't seem that interesting. So let me know what you do on a day like this, and yeah, what you do to make it worth it. So once again, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please push the subscribe button underneath this video. You will massively help this channel to grow. And then I hope to see you on the next video, where I have no idea where it's going to be. So thank you very much. See you next time. Bye bye.